sorry if you are Japanese. Please don't kill me with my pronunciation. I'm still learning. Okay, thank you. Alright, now starting with the review. I really love how this manga series shows how much a person can mean to you even after meeting for the first time and not knowing anything about each other. Even after having only talked once, or perhaps not even that much. Maybe like your eyes only have met and now you want to know everything about the person. Not only that, it also really shows that this feeling often is mutual. Yet we don't really talk about it because society raised us to think that talking about our deep feelings is embarrassing and selfish, and sometimes even kind of creepy, which is sad honestly if you think about it. Looking back, I mean, what do you think? How many friendships would you have had if you were more honest with people? If you just had told them how you felt? Like, really, if you think about it, like, I for myself don't even want to think about it because there are probably a lot of people. But yeah, that's really what I thought about when reading this. Like, oh man, I have so many regrets. I mean, this manga really did such a great job showing, showing this insecurities of each person when it comes to relationships like these. Like, I really love how slow-paced each volume is, which makes it really realistic. I mean, I've seen some reviews saying that it's too slow, and I do get it if you just want to binge read it and just, get to the story or even have some story. But I really love this slow pacing, like it's really slow, so if you don't have much patience, I would totally get why you wouldn't like it per se, but for me I find it better for it to be really, really slow paced, because that's what makes it realistic. I mean, in real life, when you have problems about communicating something to someone, like especially if it's your own feelings, it usually takes a while until you warm up to someone, or it just really, really takes a while to even start thinking about opening up to someone. I don't know, so like sometimes it may take even 5 years. Like, luckily it's not that much in this manga series, but it does take a while, and I am really glad that the author decided to make it slow-paced and not to rush things, because otherwise it wouldn't have been that realistic anymore, and I really, really love the author for keeping things realistic. I mean, it's not like, if you really think about our society, it might even not be that realistic, because nowadays it's actually rare to get this close like they did. I mean, it's not impossible, and it's not completely uncommon. Like, I mean, of course romantic relationships exist, but in a rather platonic way, it's rather rare, especially on a first meeting and everything. So yeah, most of the time people just accept that their feelings are one-sided, what the characters did for the most time in the manga, in the volumes. When you think you can read someone else really, really well, you think you figured their body language completely out, so there's not even a point asking how they feel, because it's probably just embarrassing anyways, right? But if you really think about it, or don't even think about it, just ask them, because more often than not, I mean, feelings are more mutual than we actually think they are. If I look back on all my relationships I had, and if I just told people how I feel, mostly in a platonic way, I think I'm sure you the series also isn't typically yuri. Like if you're really looking for kissing and really that, typical romance stuff, it's not really this, because this here isn't really that sexual. Like it's not even sexual. It's not even explicitly romantic stated. But it was a love story. Like you can clearly see that their feelings go beyond just platonic, but might not be fully romantic yet, and definitely not sexual yet. Who knows? Maybe in the future will look more sexual. Who knows? But I would rather describe it as a QPR, meaning queer platonic relationship. So it is queer and the tag LGBTQ and queer and Yuri and even GL isn't clickbait or anything, because I've also read somewhere that Yuri sometimes in Japan is referred to really, really close relationships between girls. So therefore it's not even too far off, because yeah, it's about two girls who are close and really have a close relationship. So at that point it's not even the fault of the people who put it in the genre, but rather the fault of the readers not knowing what Yuri means completely, basically. But I really don't mind actually, like even if Yuri was a clickbait, like I did start it mostly because of the GL, but then stayed for the story and the concept and everything, because their friendship also was just as intense as like a typical romance story would have been. If you just cut any sexual stuff, it's like exactly the same as other romance stories, so it's deep and dramatic at times, so you won't feel bored or anything. So I also don't see the problem here. Like, sure, there wasn't a kiss, but I really don't think it was needed. Like, I feel like if the author would put a kiss in, then rather at like the very beginning, like during the epilogue. But even then, it would have felt a little rushed. So I'm actually kind of glad the author decided to not put a kiss in there or anything sexual, really. Yeah, because them learning to communicate and like coming in terms with their feelings and their true selves was much more important than any physical stuff in the series. So I am very glad that books like these still exist nowadays, and that not every author falls pressure of doing fan service just so their manga will do better on the market. I mean, it really isn't needed. I feel like there are a lot of queer stories where the author was like, oh, I actually want to write something more distant, not that much sexual stuff, and then their editor or, I don't know, someone working at the publishing house maybe told them, it works better when you have physical action and everything. Yeah, I'm glad that this author didn't have to do this. Like, didn't have to have any fan service. So yeah, I'm really, really thankful to Makoto Akino for such a wonderful series. I read it like in one day. I read the first volume before going to sleep, and then when I woke up, I continued the other ones like one go. It has 9 volumes, and they're rather short, so yeah, you can totally read this on one go. Also, I really, really hope